I met him as a shorty out there. He had to be a little bit younger than me, just fucking lit. Like, it wasn't Haji, it was Raymond. You know what I'm saying? He just was a lit, bad little kid, just happy and having fun. You know what I'm saying? And that shit is that's what inspired me first.
What's good, everybody? Welcome to Knoteworthy. If you enjoy the content, please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Without further ado, let's hop into this video.
I heard in an interview you talking about, like, I don't know if it was happening at the same time, but basically, like, I don't know if you were living in a hotel, and, like, then, I don't know if you were living in a hotel, living with somebody, but maybe you got evicted or you had to move, and then you got an opportunity to do a painting for Dave Navarro.
Oh my God. Yo, that was Haji. Actually, so we was trapping, and this is old to Haji because he like gonna bring everybody in the tent. We was just like trapping in hotels. Like before he got this crib, this is the first crib that he bought, like first apartment that he bought. Before this, we was in and out of hotels whenever he was like working on some shit and you know what I mean, put him up. Or we was in our friend Snuffy studio in Williamsburg. And so like, yeah, I remember we was at the fucking Royalton, I think. And me and Dula, we happened to pull up and this dude was outside looking for Haji. He thought that we was him. He thought like one of us was him. And yeah, fucking end up doing I think we got a picture of the little joint that we did. This one Haji had the dreads still too. And we caught him and that was Haji piece. But we both did a little piece for him. Met Dave Navarro. Yeah, that was some shit. That was dope. Like I ain't gonna hold you. I've had a lot of dope experiences and experienced shit in my life that I may have dreamed about or thought about and didn't think that like thought about in my heart, but didn't put too much thought on it, like thinking it could happen. And I've seen it through this man. You know what I'm saying? Like he like a genie in my life almost, like because he believe and I believe. Like you rub him a little bit, you'd be like, yeah, it can happen. And then the shit just like happen. You'd be like, what the fuck? And then it'd be shit that we don't even expect or we not even thinking. Like I seen Dave Navarro before, like on TV playing the fucking drums, but like niggas ain't never be like, oh, I want to meet Dave Navarro from the whatever, from Jane's Addiction. Red Hot Chili Peppers too, right?
For a little bit, yeah.
Yep. I remember from Jane's Addiction and shit. I know shit like that from knowing. I know about Jane's Addiction from being from Buffalo and being around white people. You know what I'm saying? Fucking dives and shit. But yeah, that was a dope experience. We done had a lot of dope run-ins.
How did you even meet Haji?
Did
you meet him in Buffalo?
Met him in Buffalo first when we was shorties. Like I lived in the East Side in Buffalo, and he lived in Sweet Home. One of my cousins ended up moving to Sweet Home and going to school out there. Mind you, when I was a shorty, I thought Sweet Home was Alabama. I was like so hurt when my cousin said he was moving to Sweet Home. It was like one of my favorite cousins. I'm like, damn, you about to be far as hell. Mind you, he just in the suburbs. I'm like, oh shit, it's lit. So I would go out there and chill. And this was like my first time as a kid, like high school shit. Like I remember from 9th to 12th trying to go to Sweet Home High School. I wanted to go to their school so bad just because it was so lit. Like it was in my mind as a kid from the hood, like it was like going to Degrassi. You know what I'm saying? Like the way they school was set up, the kids, it was just like diverse, you know what I'm saying? And it was free. Like it wasn't the same as the hood. And I met him as a shorty out there. He had to be a little bit younger than me, just fucking lit. Like it wasn't Haji, it was Raymond. You know what I'm saying? He just was a lit, bad little kid, just happy and having fun. You know what I'm saying? And that shit is that's what inspired me first. Just like, oh shit, I can be like this. Cause that's who I am inside. It's like the hood make you hide that shit and harden you a little bit. You know what I'm saying? And so whenever I would go out there, it was just like free time. Like get to play, you know what I'm saying? Basketball, high and go get it, fucking with the bitches, like all types of shit. Like, yeah, and shit. So when I met up with him in New York, before that, I was seeing him post like the edit parties on Instagram. And it was like, because for me, I was like so in my own bubble with what I was doing, I wasn't really looking at nothing else. And then Busy, him and Billy Esco was close friends. They always been friends, like from back in the day in Buffalo. And he was telling me like, "Yo, y'all be on the same shit, man. You gotta look at his stuff." I'm like, man, because I think at the time Haji was shooting videos for 1K. He was doing the 1K videos. He was like, "Yo, you should get a video with Haji, man. 1K." I'm like, man, I ain't paying nobody to do no video. Da da da. I was just on my own shit, and then shit. But I knew his name. I knew his artist name. It's Hidji Films, because he had the symbol of the Haji dude from Johnny Quest. It was just like little things that, like, you know what I mean? Johnny Quest was one of my favorite cartoons. I'm like, oh shit, Haji. All right, that's a dope name. Okay, let me see what this nigga doing. And mind you, like, I'm coming from an art background. I'm feeling like, in my mode as a rapper, I'm like, I know what I'm doing. So like, if you don't know what you're doing, I don't even want to. And I didn't know him as an artist. Then I started to look at his videos. I remember Busy showed me a cut of the mattress, this mattress video before it even dropped. And I just was like, what the fuck? It was like the editing style was different. I didn't know that that's what he was doing, because at first I thought that he was like rapping. And when I seen that he was like doing video, I'm like, oh, that's crazy. Like he's a creative. You know what I'm saying? Like, because when you hear somebody doing rap, it's like you don't really have to be creative to rap. You know what I'm saying? Everybody want to talk their shit. To be behind that is like separation of ego. You like looking at somebody else and making them look dope. So I'm like, oh shit. I didn't know him as that. So I'm like, it attracted me to New York for the edit parties. Cause like that's what I was on. I'm like, I'm trying to get around high frequency energy people that's trying to figure out how we can make. Cause I'm like, I love videos, love watching videos. I know I got my own aesthetic. I don't want to do nothing that nobody else doing. And I know it's another process to creating that. You can't just like, cause I had tried working with other directors that was just like, meh, like they ain't know how to do the thing. Or you deal with big production people that's trying to make you pay for all this corny ass shit. Just had a studio looking video. I'm like, I get it, but I could do better on my Instagram, like making fucking cool little cut videos and shit. And his style just reminded me of like myself. And yeah, once I linked up with him, it was like the shit was just like instant, you know what I'm saying, with everybody. It just like flowed, because it was just like moving and in motion. And I feel like he was already handling so much, because I came here around the time they dropped the Plain Jane joint. You could feel that he had shit on his head. He was like thinking and moving. I'm just like, oh shit. It was like seeing somebody else that was feeling how I was feeling about something, about the shit. You know what I mean? About wanting to do it at that level. And doing it anyway, but it's just like wanting something out of yourself. You know what I mean? I'm just like, oh shit. Like, it was a lot of lessons in my life. Like, I was at home trying to convince my friends, like, yo, we got to come together and galvanize behind one thing and put it into one thing and believe in that. And I moved here away from all of that into a situation where I was able to do just that. Like, oh shit, let me help this nigga get this shit out his head. Cause like, if I can help him get that out his head, I'll probably be figuring some shit out myself. You know what I mean? And the blessing I've been able to learn the whole time, you know what I'm saying, in the different positions and how to be, period. You know what I mean? And then it's like, that's like my big little bro, because I know I've seen him go through stuff that I went through already, just like life stuff that I went through already. And like, I'm watching him go through stuff on an artistic journey that I have yet to go through. So I'm like, all right, let's balance this out. I can tell you how to deal with this life shit very easy, because I felt through that already. And I'm going to walk with you through this artistic shit that you're going through, because that's the only other fear that I'm walking in. Like, having to be around a whole bunch of people and talking to motherfuckers, because like in this shit, you got to do the difficult shit that you don't want to do as a human. You know what I mean? Like, I don't be wanting to talk to certain people and deal with certain motherfuckers. And like, just as a person, personally, like, it's like, I personally don't fuck with your whole thing. You know what I mean? Even though in business or in the whole diplomacy of shit, that could fuck up the shit. You gotta sit down with certain motherfuckers, even if you don't agree with their thing. You gotta go to the shows and shake hands with people, let people take pictures of you, even if that's not your thing. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like even though I can be good at that stuff, in the whole thing of rap and hip hop and the business of it is like you selling whenever you selling your art, you selling your soul. You know what I'm saying? Like selling yourself is like selling a piece of your soul. So it's like I knew I had to have a purpose for why I was doing that and like a protective thing around me with myself and with the people that I work with so that that shit don't get lost in translation. You know what I mean? Because it's like I know what I'm doing it for. Like I ain't out here for these people. I'm out here for, like the nigga said in Drumline, like we weren't fighting for you, nigga. We was fighting for the youth. Like we was fighting for the team because that's what you got to do. You know what I mean? It's like I ain't out here rapping and tapping for nobody else, but for the people that can hear it. You know what I'm saying? And when I mean by hear it, taking from it what they supposed to take from it. You know what I'm saying? Not the shit that everybody gonna get. But yeah, man, that's my brother right there.